Hello everyone, it is Wazaldo or Wesley, and today I have got a special video in anticipation for OP14 coming out in the West. I will be playing OP14 Boa Hancock. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Wesley. I make content for One Piece, and I have an invite to the finals in Season 2 of the US season, and I will probably be playing OP14 Boa Hancock unless I don't mesh well with the deck or something. So that is why I'm making this video, and this is a special video for OP14 Boa because it is not going to include any EB03 cards. This is going to be the OP14 Western deck list. So I've taken a look at a lot of the Eastern deck lists and kind of meshed what I think will work really well in the West without the EB03 cards, mainly the Nami. The Nami is really strong, but I think the deck can still perform really, really well if you see certain things. So for this deck list, it's going to focus a little bit more on getting out your 7 Warlord cards, the Boa Hancock and the Kuma, but the deck does run a ton of Boa Hancock cards to be able to search. I think there are 3, 7, 11, 15, 17, 19, 23 total cards that you can search off of this Sengoku, which is why I included it. I think I want the deck to be really consistent rather than rely on triggers so much. So you're gonna run 4 of this Sengoku, 3 of this Boa Hancock that can trigger Out of Life. It's just a nice body to get on board Out of Life. It's something you can play off other cards as well. 2 Pudding, because it's a blue deck, you're gonna wanna run Pudding. 4 of this Boa Hancock that turns on your leader ability and is a blocker as well, which can be used with your once per turn effect. You can run 4 Lilith. It adds on some more insane searching, which increases the consistency of the deck. 3 Hiyori. Now I used to have this at 4, but I think it's more important to have more triggers in this deck to a certain extent. So this Hiyori is going to be a 2K. It's not searchable at all, unfortunately, so you can't really count on seeing it, which is why I think a lot of decks run 4 of it. But this next card, the 2 Gloriosa, is basically a Hiyori that has a trigger. So I've been playing with having the Hiyori at 2 and the Gloriosa at 3, but I'm not really sure where I want it. So this is something that could change in the future. Run 4 of this Ran. It's a good card to turn on your leader effect. It's also a trigger that can come Out of Life. 4 of this Rindo, insane effect on KO. It can pretty much replace itself if you set up it with a Boa Hancock. Gonna run 4 Kuma because it's searchable off of Sengoku and a really good heal effect to get you into the late game so you can start dropping your 9-cost Boas. 4 Gorgon Sisters, one of the most important cards to get out on the field early. If you're going to be playing more aggressively, you're going to want to use the Hiyori or Gloriosa to put it into life. Honestly, there might be a card that you could cut to put another Gloriosa in order to get this even more consistently into life. Maybe cut something like the Boa, but I'll play with the list as I go. This will be a bit of a longer video. 4 Shakiyaku, it's searchable off of Lilith, and it's a 2K counter. It also lets you filter out your hand and can be played off of its trigger. So just a solid body. 4 of this Boa Hancock, this is going to be your late game play. You're just going to be dropping one of these every turn, hopefully. Similar to how the yellow Big Mom Pirate decks play. Lets you heal one and your opponent essentially takes a life, but they don't get to use the trigger because they're just adding the card to their hand. 2 Perfume Fumer for ending out the game, and 2 You'll Frighten Me to add in a little bit of protection and an extra trigger if you really need it. The deck is over half triggers, so the Lilith is going to be consistent, and every other card you can probably count on being a trigger Out of Life, but I don't think you should rely on it. Maybe you take the first life, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to hop into a game now and see how it plays. Alright, I'm playing into a Law. I think I want to take second away from the Law so they don't have a ton of stuff to play. It's a very interesting hand. I think I'm going to keep it because it has a nice even curve, and I have a Gloriosa and a lot of other good stuff in hand. I think I grab the Ran, put it into life with the Gloriosa next turn, maybe. Alright, my opponent's going to swing 7. I think I take. No trigger, unfortunately. Alright, I think I will just play the Boa. Start defensing up a little. Start placing on top. I want to draw into the Gorgon Sister next turn, and then if I heal, I can play a Ran, or put the Ran into life. Catch one there and swing at life. I think the best play here is probably to starve, but I also know I have a Pudding coming up, so swinging at life might not be the worst thing. I just 1K counter out here, I think. I'll use the Gloriosa just because I have a Hiyori in hand. Then I will use the Ran. And I just block this one. My opponent really can't do much more other than play 1 cost, so that's good. Alright, Now I Hiyori, take my top life, put a Gorgon Sister into it, and then I have Ford on up. Maybe I should have kept the Rand, so I could have Hiyori'd and then Rand, but this lets me do this. I really want to pressure board, probably protect this a little bit, and this lets me get a 2k, 1k. Interesting. I didn't even know about this card. Gonna really debuff my boa so that I can't block with it. It's actually base power, so I could block with it, but I'm not. I probably want to wait to take the life. I will block here, and then they'll take a life. It lets me play really aggressively into their life, and then I should have the card that I want coming up. They haven't switched power, so I am gonna counter out of this one because I can still swing. Yeah, and I think I just take this one. Use the trigger because they can't. I was scared of them removing the Gorgon Sister. All right, and then they swing another 8 at me. I think the play here is to counter, but it's not going to do much for me if I do. So I think I'm going to take instead, and then I'll use that trigger, and I can use that to clear board. All right, here I probably want to heal and then just kind of get aggressive into their board. So I'll deploy. I'll trash a Rindo to heal one, and then I will Gorgon Sister and attach it to everything. And I can start with I need to leave the Zora on the board, unfortunately, but I'll start by swinging a 1 here. I guess I could swing into the Zora eventually. So swing 6 into here, another 6 at it, swing into here. I don't want to give him more cards in hand, so I am just going to swing here. And that basically clears his board. He has 2 swings, so he can take my 2 life, but he probably wants to swing into board. And I counter out here, definitely. Because I can assume he's got a rush character coming at me. Maybe 2. Yeah. At best, he can swing another 5 at me with that. I use this trigger, replace the Hiyori. Yeah, and that swaps space power, so I should probably counter out here to stay healthy. So I will 2k, 1k. I don't have 6 coming at me, and I can just 2k out. Or it's a 5. Interesting. He's not going to use that Don. I will use this to counter out. Probably want to play the blocker, but I have another play I can do next turn, so I'll trash that. All right. The play this turn is to Boa. I'll start by swinging into the Basil, actually, just because I know I can clear these 2 Kitten Killers. He gets to search. Oh, he gets to play something. I didn't realize that. I didn't read it correctly. Okay. It might have been a little bit of a misplay, but let's see. I should Boa first. Gain a life, force my opponent to take a life. They'll get more resources, but I can still swing into board, attach one to lead. Fortunately, that doesn't leave me with enough cards to use the Gorgon Sisters. But I just swing bodies into the Kitten Killers until they give me their hand. Swing a 7 into it, actually. And then, because they're just giving it up, I think I just end here, because they're probably looking for rush characters out of their life. I'll just give a 1k in case they play something or 2 things with rush. Alright, and I counter out of this, assuming he has another thing with rush. Okay, and he quits. 5, yeah, they had another rush, so I think their plan was to rush again and then use the Cavendish. Alright, back to the drawing board a little bit on this. I think the Sengoku feels good for searching the Gorgon Sister and stuff, but I fall into a point where, because I have like Sengoku and Kuma and Lilith and Pudding, I get to a point where if I have low cards in hand, I don't have enough to use the Gorgon Sister. So I think I'm going to cut it down to 3 for now, maybe 2 in the future. I can bump up something like the Gloriosa to have 3 and 3 Hiyori and Grand Magnon, 3 and 3. And that way I can still like consistently find the Gorgon Sisters with the Liliths and Sengokus. And the Lilith is just kind of better because there's way more things it can search, and it has a trigger so it can be activated out of life. So I'm gonna save this and then take this to rank, because that last game was not ranked. Alright, and we are playing into a blue-purple Luffy. This should be interesting. They're going second. I have a Gorgon Sister and a Gloriosa off the get-go, and a lot of searches. I think I'm going to keep this, but I need to be conscious of the fact that I don't have enough to start with the Gorgon Sister, so I should definitely search into something like a Ran or Rindo. I think the Rindo is going to be better just because I have the Gloriosa to put the Gorgon Sister into life. But playing the Gloriosa also -1s a Kuja Pirates or whatever I need to, or an Amazon Lily from my hand, so that could also be pretty rough. Next turn my play is probably just Gloriosa and Lilith. Hopefully if I don't get a Kuja Pirates, wow, I'm seeing all my Liliths, it's a little rough. Take a top life, oh, and it was a trigger, that's unfortunate. Put a Gorgon Sister in, and then play a Lilith. Probably want to search the Boa Hancock, because next I hit 5, I play the Rindo, I hit 7, and I don't have a play though. So maybe I grab the Rindo instead, but I'm gonna see how this feels. And this turn I just pass. Alright, maybe they go 7 into my life. Yeah, and I just take it, get that. Nice, and there's our 7 Don play. Start with the Rindo, and that still leaves me with 3 to use, so I will deploy, right? Yeah. And then use the Gorgon Sister to show Perfume Fumer, Boa Hancock, and Boa Hancock, and then attach to just the things I could swing. And I'll go a 6 at life. I just want to get their hand size low really early, because I know it'll be exploding later. They'll probably want to clear my Gorgon Sister, but I have a decent amount of counter in hand. Not a ton, but if they swing like a 5 into it with the Zoroduro, I'll be able to counter out. And they're also forced to take a life if they do that. So I'm hoping they swing a 5 into the Gorgon Sister with the Zoroduro. I'll 1k out with the blocker Boa Hancock. Nope, they're going to swing at life. And I think I still protect it, like I said I was going to. Getting a big old hand started, so definitely going to want to clear the Zoroduro. It's 7 now, so if they have an event that lets them ramp, but I don't think there's any 1-cost ramp events. Alright, and I do take this. Ooh, another Gorgon Sister, don't mind if I do. I'll replace the Gloriosa. And I'm pretty early low, but I think I'm kind of chilling. I'll do that. Trash a Perfume Femur. It doesn't really help me. I'll Gorgon Sister twice. So Boa Hancock, you'll frighten me and Shocky. Just because they saw me pitch a Perfume Femur, so they can kind of assume that that's what I pitched. And I want to put 2 Don on Lilith, I think, so I can swing into the Zoroduro. So maybe I do it again to put another free Don on Lilith. Alright, I'll just do it like this. I don't think I want to swing over 6 this turn at my opponent, just because it guarantees I either get like really cheap life when they're using 2Ks, so that's perfect for me. I don't think I want to swing with one of my Gorgon Sisters unless I see like a lot of really good stuff coming out of life here. Alright, I got a 1K and they gave me a 2K before, so I think I'm going to swing with this. You know, it would have been a better play to Gorgon Sister and leave the Don up for You'll Frighten Me, but I don't think it's going to come into play. Or I could have Lilith. Next turn, I do start dropping my Boa Hancocks. Hopefully they don't clear both of my Gorgon Sisters. Let's see, I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4 2Ks. I think the deck is probably going to run around 8. I don't know. I haven't seen the deck list for the blue-purple Luffys in this set, and I will protect one of them, just because I expect, yeah, Mihawk to come out to bottom deck the other. That's a whole turn though for them, so that's good for me. I start with dropping this, gain a life, opponent takes a life, put them down to 1 early, and then I can Gorgon Sister. I do have to show my other Perfume Femur, unfortunately, but I get to buff up everything. And then I'll just swing my 6s again. Okay, and they take that. I'm thinking I won't swing with my Gorgon Sister this turn just because they'll have 2 swings and I won't be able to deal with that. These are some really punishing swings. Yeah, I don't swing with the Gorgon Sister, even if it puts them low on cards in hand, just because they definitely will be able to clear it, and I'll probably drop another Boa this turn, so that would be really rough. Alright, they grab a Gear 2. They'll probably leave Don up this turn to prevent a Perfume Femur. Okay, that is a little rough for me, but we'll see what I can do. See if I can math something out. And at this point, they probably don't want to swing into my board. They'll probably swing at life. So I'll probably have an 8K or a 9K coming at me, or an 8K and a 9K. Maybe they clear my Kuma though. Oh, they're going to clear my board. So I'll resolve Rindo first. I'll gain a life. Then I will use Boa Hancock. No trigger. And I do let that go, I think. I'll heal there. I think I Boa, start placing on top. I want to get this ran out, I think. And then here's a really nice combo. Kuma? Maybe I don't Kuma. I'll Lilith and then grab another Boa. Cards deck. Then I'll just swing huge into my opponent, force them to use their event. So they're an 8K right now. 3 over that would be 11. So I can swing an 8 and then 13 maybe. You know, I misplayed a little bit. I could have attached Don using Gorgon Sister here. I'm testing to see if they have a ton of counter in hand. If I get a 2K here, I might be able to end game. So I'll Boa, frighten me, Boa. Alright, and then I'm going to leave 1 up before You'll Frighten Me, just because I'm a little worried about them going for game here. Alright, yeah, and they didn't have enough counter. Deck feels pretty good into blue-purple, which was a really scary deck way back when. And I just realized I did forget to change my the size of my little icon guy, so I'm sorry about that if you were having a hard time reading the cards. Alright, no in-between here where I'm going to change the deck list, but I did want to call out, once EB04 is on the sim, I will most likely switch out some of the bricks for the EB04 boa. I might cut one boa Hancock. I don't think I will. It's not a brick heavy deck, but You'll Frighten Me isn't performing amazingly and has the same trigger. Alternatively, I could cut a Kuma and a 3-drop boa Hancock. Not certain. I really will have to play with it a little bit before I can make a final decision, but I wanted to call that out in this video. Anyways, I'll go on to the next game. It will still be ranked, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, this should be fun. A boa into Sabo. I probably have the advantage here with all of my ability to prevent my opponent from being able to use their triggers, so we'll see. Alright, they're going second, so I'm going to want to turn one play. This isn't a great peel out, so I'm going to mulligan this. No turn one, unfortunately. I honestly don't have a lot of plays early here, so I should probably be playing defensively. I will definitely Glorioso to play out the Rindo. My top life, put the Rindo in, and then attach with the lead in the swing. See if I can get some pressure on my opponent early. 7 searchers and none in the opening mulligan. Interesting. Okay. It is the Thriller Bark package in Saba. This should honestly kind of be scary. The Thriller Bark package is really, really good in everything but Gecko Moria, in my opinion. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to take this. I'll use the trigger effect. Nice, and we get a play for next turn. And I probably do want to counter out of this. I don't want to fall down low early. Ooh, that Perona is going to really hurt. It's in another window, so I'll play... honestly, I should probably play the Ran to get some stuff out on the field to buff up my leader. And I'm trying to think. Is it better for me to swing into board here? Because they just get another trigger character, but they don't get a hogback. They can't grab hogback, so I'll swing into the hogback, try and remove it, because they don't get to take anything out. So I probably only want to take one hit here. I go up to 7 next turn. Not great. I mean, I can kind of buff board, I guess. But not seeing a Gorgon Sister this early when I see 2 Gloriosas is pretty rough. Maybe I play a blocker out to try and curve my opponent's aggression. Alright, I definitely counter out of this first swing. If 6 in hand, they'll probably play something. I'm going to counter with the boa just in case they don't put too much on the board and I could still get some value from this pudding. I do take this one. Kuma, that's a good play for next turn. I will keep that. Alright, I think my plan should be to... Let's see, they're probably going to put the Perona into life. Alright, I'm going to Kuma, probably pitch the Gloriosa. I should actually probably pitch the pudding. Go boom, pitch the pudding, heal one, leader effect, give myself a Don. Swing 5 first at lead. I'm gonna play out a hogback probably. I'll swing this target. Yeah, I don't think that can target my leader, so I'll swing a 5 into it, and they'll get the Perona. They'll prevent my nothing from attacking, and then I'll swing a 7 out life, get them down low. Hopefully it's not a trigger, but it'll probably be a trigger to be honest. Ooh, that's kind of rough. Maybe they go after my Ran, probably. And they don't get the card draw, so it's probably a good thing that I pitched that pudding. They KO the Rindo, I get another card on board, probably. Or in hand, yeah. And they take a life there. Forgot about that. Because I have a Don attached, whenever they clear my board, they're going to have to take a life, so they're going to have to play really aggressively into my life. And they'll probably fall down to 1 life after they heal this turn. So I can kind of think to play a little more aggressive next turn. Maybe take 2 life. They swing a 5 into me, I take 1 life. I let this go through because it'll deal damage to them. Window, gain 1 life, take a life. I'm going to use the trigger here, I think, because like, I can play a card. 2 cards to trash. I'll trash the You'll Frighten Me and the Gloriosa, I think. If they swing a ton into my life and don't play a blocker or a way to heal this turn, I can probably really threaten game next turn. Maybe I try and stay at 3 life. Might have like a Kuma to play this turn, so they'll have 2 down up. I can 2k out of 1. I don't have too much else. Alright, I think I do 2k or 1k out of this, and then I can take 1 or 2 more hits depending on what they have. I'll heal up big and strong. I'll take this, and I can play the Gorgon Sister here, which is really good for me, because that means when I boa Hancock, if I draw into a good card, I can use the Gorgon Sister next turn to buff up my board and turn on my leader. Alright, and they do get a blocker. Yeah, swinging really low to the ground there kind of messed them up pretty heavily. Ooh. Okay, actually, I can still use the Gorgon Sister, so I'll start with a boa. My opponent will take a life, and I think I... Boom, boom, boom. Attach a Rested Don to everything that can swing. And I'll start with a 6 at life. See what they give me here. I know they have a 1k from the Perona. Okay, we see a 2k there. I think another 6. Ooh, and they were bricked up. Okay, I was kind of counting on that. But yeah, honestly, this version of the deck list feels really, really nice. You can see at the end I did really start to break up, but the amount of healing I had did kind of offset that. I think maybe I could find a way to put in another Hiyori by dropping a Sengoku, for example. But I'm gonna go do the deck reflection. I feel like this has been a pretty productive session for the deck. All right, here's that deck list one more time. Like I said earlier, there are probably going to be a slot for 2 of the EB04 Boa in the list, just so you can not Pokebro, but filter out your hand a little more than with what the Shakiyaku currently gives you. Honestly, I think the Shakiyaku would probably be fine even if it was draw 2 trash 1. There are much better 2Ks than it out there, like Otama, that do that. Maybe not in yellow with the trigger effect, but I think the deck could use a little more hand filtering, because when you come across all of these bricks, it does start to get a little rough. But the deck doesn't have a ton of bricks. It's just the bricks likes to sit in your hand, because Perfume Fumer is really only for ending the game. The Frighten Me is only for the end of the game. And Boa Hancock is only used in the end of the game. So if you get these early, they just kind of sit in your hand. But the deck definitely feels really good. Maybe cut the Pudding down to 1. I know Pudding's an amazing card, but in 90% of games I play, it's not that useful just because people will really play around it. So maybe that's something you could cut in the future, but I think this is the deck that is going to end up in the description and the one I will continue to learn the deck on, to continue to test on. So I'm a big fan. I think it feels really good. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like if you like this kind of content, and subscribe maybe. If you want to give me feedback, tell me what you would change on the deck, leave a comment down below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.